we got lucky. We got you on your last day.
Yes.
This is your last possible day that you're going to be here, and I messaged you and was like, oh boy, let's. Because I've never talked to you before, and we were just, man, I can't believe how great you were about responding. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Last day here from where?
Annapolis, Maryland.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to Stage Door, a theater podcast hosted by a couple of average guys, and we are up at the Croswell, and we are talking about the choreography of Newsies. So is this like a bucket? First of all, what's your name? Sorry,
Jodi Hissong.
Yeah, I should probably say Jodi is the choreographer here, and you're like best buddies with Deb. Is that how you managed to get this?
No.
How did you end up here?
Sure. My husband is from here.
Oh.
And so we came here from New York to direct and choreograph Meet Me in St. Louis.
Oh, you're from New York?
Well, we met in New York.
You met in New York.
He's from here. I'm from Maryland. We met in New York.
Of course. That's a movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Meet Me in New York or something
Yes.
like that?
Were you working in New York?
Well, we were actually working at the Goodspeed Opera House. I was doing Singing in the
Okay.
Rain, and he was doing High Button Shoes.
What do you mean doing? What do you mean by doing? Performing. Like, as a dancer?
Dancer, yes.
Okay, so you're kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
All right, and what was he doing?
High Button Shoes.
Is he a shoe repairman or is he a dancer?
He's a singer, actor.
Okay, all right. I don't know that one. High button shoes.
I didn't know it either.
Okay.
But he was really good at it.
Okay, I've heard of yours. Yours was a
Yeah.
great one. Singing in the Rain?
Yes.
Yeah, and you were a dancer and singing in
Yes,
the rain?
I was.
So you are pretty good then, probably. maybe a little bit here. So you're doing Newsies, and is this like, if you're going to be a choreographer and you were told you're going to be doing Newsies, is it basically like Newsies singing in the rain in Chicago? Are those like the bucket list ones you always want to do? Or am I not very bright and don't know my shows and
I
there's a
love
million
tap.
other ones?
I do love tap dancing, but I did Mary Poppins here last year as well. And Jerry called me up and I said, "Let's do it again."
Let's do.
I'll do Newsies. Yeah.
Yeah. So is this a huge show though for if you're a choreographer? Like I said, is this one that
it's
you'd want to do?
humongous.
I feel like it has to be. So that's why I reached out and said, let's get Newsies the choreographer on. I mean, everybody knows the show. Everybody knows what's going on, I think, at this point in time. And it's been done a couple times in the area already, plus it's a huge deal.
It is.
So we don't know if we need to really say, do you know what the show's about? You know, it's about Newsies.
Strike, yeah.
It's about Newsies who strike and do stuff. So we really wanted to get in touch with you and talk about the whole dance process and what you had to do. So let's talk like right from the beginning. So you're just hanging out in Maryland.
I am.
Yeah, you're just drinking your Long Island iced teas, probably,
Eating
right?
my crabs. Yeah.
Eating your crabs. Oh, it's so basic.
So basic.
And hiking Appalachian Trail and eating my crabs and all that good jazz. So she gives you a call? Like, how's that work?
Yeah. Jerry gave me a call and gave me the season. And she said, these shows are available. Which show would you like to do?
Oh, wow.
And
You're
so
that good.
I don't.
You had the pick of the litter.
And then I was like, absolutely Newsies. It's a huge dance show, very athletic. I like
Yes.
the athletic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the chimney sweeps last year for Mary Poppins was super tap and athletic, so it was a mixture of all that. And so this is kind of the same, but a little bit harder.
Okay. Have you ever done Newsies before?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh,
So that's
cool.
good. I'm glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
So now she says, whatever show you want to have. And you said, well, let me give me the one where the guy has to jump over and he only has one leg and he has to jump
Yes.
over a crutch. Give me that one.
I mean,
Yeah. And then so what's the process? How do you sit down and decide how you're going to choreograph this show?
I grew up watching the movie.
Okay. Like with the one with Christian
Cheater.
Bale?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale? You watched that one?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I would
all right.
fast forward the dialogue and
Okay.
just watch the numbers over and over again, like a crazy person. So
No, like a normal theater
I mean, a
nut
theater
person, a dance person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So a crazy person. Yeah.
And so what I did is I kind of watched the Disney Plus version.
Uh-huh.
I watch it once. I'm not trying to steal choreography.
The musical version.
The musical
Okay,
version,
so you
yes. And then I
watched
watched the old one. Then I watched the one that was on Disney Plus.
right.
And then there's YouTube clips of other performances, and I just kind of get the bones of what has to be done in the dances.
Yeah.
And then I just do my thing.
Okay, so like what is like supposed to be expected? Maybe is that what you're saying? Like
Yeah,
I have to do this, or the crowd's gonna mob me. And
Exactly.
that kind
Like
of thing?
throwing newspapers.
Yes.
And spoons and rhythm
Spoons?
section. Well, there's some spoons. I mean, some people, I put them in there.
All right, yeah. So I wouldn't throw you out the building if you didn't have spoons. But if you didn't throw newspapers, I would be like, wait a minute.
Yeah, they
So-
dance on the newspapers. Mm-hmm. That's pretty iconic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to sit there and say, okay, I have to. You only seen it once though.
I've only watched the musical version on Broadway once.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Broadway musical version. Okay.
This is what has to happen. This is my interpretation of that.
Okay. All right. And then you just go from experience then, or how do you go from there then? What do you do? Like saying, okay, we're going to do ball, kick, shuffle. What are we doing here?
Kick shuffle, yes. I choreograph in my room, in my kitchen. I have a daughter. I have a daughter who's 10, and I ask her if this looks good, and she's like, no.
Oh my gosh,
this looks better. Yeah.
Do you write it? Do you draw it?
I'm old school. I like paper.
Oh, yeah.
I like X's and O's and shapes. And I know what I mean when I choreograph. And I also take videos of myself or my daughter doing it. But so if somebody were to look at my chicken scratch, they wouldn't understand it.
Oh, that's good. That's code for you.
It's code for me.
Can't steal any of your ideas.
But it's yeah.
And flips, somersaults, a lot of hitting the ground. Punching each other?
That is the fight choreographer. That we do have a fight choreographer. So we, once again, set the bones. This has to happen here. This has to happen here. But I'm not a fight choreographer. So she's coming in to set that.
Okay, set the bones. I really want you to really grind into the bones, I guess, of what you did here. So you say set the bones, meaning what? What's that mean?
Right here, like these two people have to fight. I'm not going to set the punch and the kick and the whatever, but I will say, hey, these people have to be here at this point.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're doing you're doing kind of like blocking and choreography.
Yeah. Well, Deb and I work together with that stuff
Gotcha.
for the fight stuff.
Gotcha. So you know, like this person here has to be on stage at this time,
Right.
Along with this other person. Okay, and then Deb says, make them dance.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So then she's and then you go, okay, that's scene 12. Okay, now scene 13 is
This has to happen.
Is this person, this person, this person, and Deb says, make them dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're dancing here. They're going to walk here. There are people here. You know. It's
so that's what you mean by the bones.
Yes.
So that is a piece of paper with an outline, I imagine.
Yeah.
And do you do this before you see the set?
A little bit. Like I will set the meat.
Now we're on
to the meat. But I set the meat with my daughter. I teach back at home in Maryland as well. Okay. And so I sometimes use my dancers there to help me try things and set things.
Yeah, that's good though. So you have the bones, and then you say, okay, I want to do some sort of dancing in this section. So how do you... Like, does it just pop into your head what you want to do? I mean, how do you know
sometimes,
what to do?
Sometimes I get
stuck. Because I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to be looking at that, and it's going to be a lot of people standing there with their hands on their hips.
Like this.
Yes. I kill it, hands on hip choreography.
Sometimes I get stuck. Sometimes I'm trying things and it doesn't work out. But then I always say I'm going to go sleep on it. And then I'll come back, and something usually happens in the morning, or I have a revelation or something.
But you've been doing this for like a couple years, right?
Choreography?
Yeah, all dance. Been dancing
Forever.
since you were 8?
3.
3?
Yeah, I've been dancing a long time.
What is with you dancers? I swear.
She's 23 now.
Yes, 23.
Yeah, you start dancing when you're 3. It's like, well, I just learned to walk, so time to dance. And that's all. It's like the same answer every one of you high level dancers. And then did you go off to like some sort of fancy dance academy school type deal?
I went to Point Park University.
Oh, you did
in Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh, yeah, they're pretty good at dance.
I do know.
They're like one of those triple threat schools, good at
Yes.
actor, singing, dancing. Yeah. But even if you're just like a dancer, were you a dance major there?
I was, but I did the musical theater shows.
Okay. So they allow you to do the musical theater shows, to audition for those shows, isn't just strictly just the MT kids. Gotcha. Okay. So then you did your stuff there, and since you majored in dance, did you go on was your goal when you went off to college to be like a professional dancer or to teach dance?
I guess it was to be a professional dancer, but after college I was a little burnt out, so I took a break.
Gotcha.
My body hurt.
So after 17 years,
I needed a break. I worked in a hair salon, and then somebody said that Tony Stevens, the choreographer he was a big choreographer in New York, was having auditions for a show in Wisconsin. So come to New York and audition and take his class. And so I did, and I got the job. And then I just kept going from there.
Yeah, what was that job?
It was a Christmas show.
A Christmas show.
It was
I've
a
never heard of a
Christmas-
Christmas
It
show.
was like
Have you
a-
heard of a Christmas show?
Generic.
It is, yeah.
That's where the kid got his BB gun, I think. A Christmas show.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
That was the number 2. That was Christmas show 2. That's what that was. So that was a Christmas performance of some kind.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was seasonal, lasted for the season. Then you went on to the
To do
next
other
great
shows.
show. And then you eventually ended up in Sound of Music.
Singing
In the Rain.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I did do Sound of Music, though.
Did you?
When I was a kid.
When you were a kid, right? And so it's safe to say that you were taking notes the entire time from the age of 3 on how to do choreography, right?
I remember it was 2nd grade.
I was kidding. You were?
Well, I would dance in my living room
Definite
to Vogue.
geek, yes.
To Vogue. And
To
I went,
Vogue?
And so
Like
I choreographed
Madonna's?
I choreographed an entire dance with partner work. And
Nice.
How old are you in 2nd grade?
7?
Yeah. I went to my principal and I said, I would like to choreograph this dance for the school.
Wow.
I meant business.
I
yeah,
guess
but he
so.
said no.
He said no.
He said no.
It's too
That-
racy.
that-
You're doing
that
Madonna's
song,
Vogue? I don't think so. Why don't you just
He
do
said
Like a
no.
Virgin instead? Keep it
Yeah.
calm.
Yeah.
He said no?
He said no.
What
I mean,
a
I
jerk.
was
I already
7,
hate
so.
him. No, but I would have been like, yes, I don't care what it is. This 7-year-old wants to do
Always
some sort
dancing.
of crazy thing and brought this idea to me. And this educator was like, I'm going to crush this small child's spirit to never
He did.
approach
He
an
did.
adult again. Jeez, what the heck?
Yeah.
But you were. I was kidding in
I
the
did,
idea.
though. I was always dancing.
That's crazy.
They tried to get me into softball, and I was dancing in the outfield.
No, softball. Yeah.
It wasn't for me.
Especially younger when nobody's hitting in the outfield anyway.
Yeah.
You just sing around. So the dances are already starting to arrive.
Yes.
So it's you're gonna hear some hooting
And
and hollering.
how many dancers are there?
20.
20.
20 newsies.
Is it? Are they? I mean, do you have really beginner dancers with you?
There are some amazing dancers, and then
Yeah.
there are some dancers who are they're equally amazing. Just the technique isn't the same, but everybody has their strengths. And it was tricky because auditions, like I'm not here for auditions.
Oh, really? You
So-
didn't pick these
Yeah.
people?
Well, I helped pick them. They record them, so I sit at home and I go through auditions. and I, you know.
okay.
But my first rehearsal here was tricky because I was like, I don't know you guys. Like I need to see what you can do.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
some of them can do some amazing stuff, and yeah.
Especially since you said they were just recording, so it was
Yeah.
just exactly whatever. I assume Deb or Jerry here at the Croswell recorded and said, "This is what it is." They're all the same. And if you were in person, you could say, "You know what? Do this now. Let's see."
Right.
And
What's
is
going
it a
on?
mix? It's not all guys, is it?
It isn't. No. I think there's 5 girl newsies.
Okay.
5 or
Okay.
6.
That's allowed.
And then
Absolutely.
I'm surprised there's only 5. I mean, that means there's a great turnout of dudes that came up to the
Yeah.
Croswell.
And then when they build the set, you'll say, okay, I'm going to put 5 people up here and 6 people coming down the steps, and someone's twirling around the stage pole or something.
Yes, we have the drawings of the set.
Okay, so
and it's also taped out in the studio.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
and
I
you
got-
rehearse right here at the Croswell. They have a studio upstairs. We just went in there. They have another dance area too. I thought maybe I don't know. I could be crazy. Maybe that room just got bigger and I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
So they've been doing this for how long? Have they been dancing right now with you?
We started last Monday.
What?
Yeah, we've been here every day. I
Yeah,
work,
but
I
last
work them
Monday
really
was,
hard.
and this is your last day here.
Until I come back for Tech Week. I do come back for Tech Week.
Okay, but you beat them up for the 2 weeks.
Yeah, I do. They're very tired. And as am I. Honestly, so am I.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 23, but still, it's exhausting.
3-4 hours.
3 hours.
3
And then
3
on Saturday,
hours.
we had like 3 hours and then a break and then 2 more hours. And then Sunday, I cut it short because we were really tired.
Gotcha.
We were tired.
And the laziest newsie is probably Crutchy, right? He's the
Yeah, but he
laziest
wants
one.
to do so much. And I want Crutchy to do more, but you just can't. You
He's
just
like, I have a
can't.
bad leg. And you're
Exactly.
like, oh. But does he really want to do a lot?
I mean, he
though?
could do it all, but he has a bad leg. So
Gotcha. I think it's Ben.
Bummer.
I think
It
Ben.
is, yeah.
I think it's Ben playing it, so I'm just giving him a hard time. I know he's a good kid. I know he's a good
Yeah,
young.
he's awesome.
I want to call him a kid. He's a good young man. Oh, okay. So again, I want to know a little bit more about how. So you said you were 7, whatever, and you came up with this choreography. And you
Vogue.
did these kinds of things. You did Vogue exactly, and then you were pretty much always had this little brain, huh? To
Yeah.
say I want to do choreography of
Yes.
some kind.
Uh-huh.
And so when you get up into high school, you're probably really killing it then, right? Wanting to do all the choreography and then
I
to
did, but I
college and-
performed as well. Like I did perform for a long time. Like in high school, I was a captain of the pom squad.
Captain
So I
of the
got to choreograph the poms, the pom-poms.
Is this where you get your ammunition then to say like this is the kind of move I want to do in the show, or are you constantly like researching? And
Constantly
figuring?
researching.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
Like, so
well,
do you, the styles change over
They,
time,
they do.
right?
Well, it's funny. I got asked to do Swing, the musical Swing.
I don't know that one.
No, it's great. It's
Swing
with-
dance.
Sounds like a dance move.
But
show,
I
yeah.
didn't know swing dance, so I took a deep dive into swing dance, and now I know.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
it was really. I mean, it was a long time ago.
Put that right on your resume.
Yeah, but I knew nothing about swing dancing. Like I really did my research, and it was hard. It was very hard because it just was out of my wheelhouse. But
How many shows do you think you do in a year? Have you
I
done
have
like
3
two
kids.
or three?
I have 3 kids now, and I teach a lot. So I work at the
teach what? What do you
dance
dance in
and,
Maryland?
And yes, and I also work at the Naval Academy.
Oh,
Yeah, I
And you were-
I teach the midshipmen how to dance.
What really?
Yeah.
Like why? Why do they?
They have
just want to?
they have a music department. My husband works for the music department at the Naval Academy, and I choreograph their musical every year. So this year was Mamma
They
Mia,
have a musical in the Naval Department
and they're incredible.
at the
Oh
Naval
my
Academy. So the Navy
goodness.
Academy is like in
Annapolis.
New York, right?
Annapolis,
Is that New York?
Maryland.
Oh, is it? It is
Yeah,
in Maryland.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Uh-huh.
It must be Army who's in New York. Is that right?
Army is
It's an Alba QQ.
I know. Yeah. you see, these are musical jokes. Keep up, okay? Maryland and Albuquerque
Maryland.
are
Okay.
Titanic musical jokes. Yeah. Our listeners will understand. Okay, so they have a musical department there?
They do. Well, they
Who
have the Glee
knew?
Club. They're pretty famous. The Glee Club is
Are
very
they?
yeah. They're pretty yeah. And so they have my husband and I. He directs and I choreograph. So this will be my 13th, no, maybe 12th year doing the musical there.
Wow.
And they're incredible.
They only do Navy shows.
Were you in the Navy?
No,
No, no, no, no.
no,
Okay.
no. We have not done that one.
No. You haven't done that show?
I haven't.
Is it a show? I just thought it was a YMCA song. I didn't even,
Oh,
or
is that
whatever.
what you-
Whatever was the name of that band?
Village
help-
Players?
Village
Village
Players. Thank you. The Village People. Village Players. Also a
Village
theater
Players,
joke. in our
also
area.
a theater joke.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know what else to say here. I'm just happy that you let us come in here, see what you
Absolutely.
do. You're like busting butt for 2 weeks and interrupting. You have a dance captain, you said? So when
I
you
do,
leave?
and she's incredible.
Yeah, let's talk about Miss Dance
Miriam
Captain.
is amazing. She keeps me in line
Okay.
because I am not type A.
Okay.
I'm a little like, but she keeps me in check. And you said left arm, but you did right. You know, that kind of stuff.
That's good.
I need somebody like that.
Will she take over now that you're...
So tonight at rehearsal, she's going to write down all the formations, all the question marks. So, we're going to talk about everything. And then she's going to take over until I come back.
And when you come back, the week of the show,
Usually like 10 days
10
before
days.
opening.
Which is
Okay.
what day?
I don't know.
I need to know.
31st,
We
the
got- okay,
30th,
31st of like June, July.
July.
Okay, we need to know. At least need to pimp out that the show's coming up.
yeah.
Yes, August 9th.
August
August
9th.
9th.
The
We
show
open.
is opens up here at the Croswell, and all you guys got to do is go to the Croswell website and go to their Facebook page. Go all over the place. Follow them on all their little social medias, and you won't be able to miss where the tickets are, and then you'll be able to get to see Jodi's wonderful and crazy choreography,
Choreography, yes.
and Miriam's too.
Miriam's great.
Yeah, can't forget her because
2 thumbs
she's the
up.
one who's going to make sure
It
that
looks
everything
good.
you teach
It
them
looks good. Yeah, right.
until 1 week before August.
Yeah.
So she's going to have them for 3 weeks. Then.
Yep.
Is that what it is?
That's what she did for Mary Poppins. And I came back and it was so good.
Gotcha. So
Mm-hmm.
you lay all out the beautiful choreography, get it all going, and then man, the pressure's on her then, isn't it?
Yes.
To make
I
sure when
trust
you
her
come,
completely.
you must.
I do.
You must. Obviously, Deb must trust you to begin
Yes.
with to make
Yes.
sure you do this. Then you trust Miriam. How'd you find Miriam? Because she lives here.
She was in Mary Poppins, and I saw her dancing, and she was already keeping me in check. And I was like, "Dance captain."
Really?
Yes. Uh-huh.
So you didn't know her until you
Didn't
were in
know her.
Mary Poppins? So were you going to leave Mary Poppins like you did this one?
I did. Yeah, I did the
What
same
was
thing.
the plan then?
Well, I knew that I had to have a good dance captain. I found her. I'm just lucky.
Gotcha.
I'm lucky.
Got
Yes. Mm-hmm.
lucky that Miriam was in the show.
Yeah.
And then you got lucky she came back.
Yes. Yes.
She's not in the show though.
She is. She is.
Really?
She's here now. Yes, she is in the show, but she is not a newsie.
Gotcha.
Which is great because that way she can watch the Newsies
Yeah.
and fix the Newsies.
Yeah, what is she in the show?
Ensemble, I believe, a nun.
A nun.
The nun,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. One of the
Beautiful singing voice, yes.
I bet so. She's at the Croswell.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming on.
Of course, thanks for having me.
We didn't forget anything, did we?
I don't think so.
All right. Bye.
Bye.